I've been waiting for this conversation because you are so transparent, and I wanted to hear more about your process of healing, because you wrote on your Instagram page that healing was a process, and that you were robbed of your freedom.
Yes.
I want to know, what freedom were you robbed of?
You know, I feel like as a child, we already know what our purpose is in life.
Because that post was underneath a picture of you
when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yes, and I need to heal my inner child, because we get redirected. Like, everything is strategically set up. We go through a system where it doesn't cater to your purpose. It caters to running their world, and it has nothing to do with you.
That makes sense.
And your soul purpose, yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how do you find out your soul purpose if you're raised in a world that is designed to constrict you from what that is?
I always been that little rebel. I always knew something wasn't right. Like, within my environment, everything that was being taught to us, I just always knew. And me trying to fit in, when you try to fit in, that means you don't belong there. So it started to get to me after a while that I don't supposed to look like everybody else, do what everybody else do, love how everybody else love, as long as I'm loving.
So when did you figure that out? Like, what?
It's always been there. It's going through that weird period where it's like, you know, you're trying to satisfy everybody around you, everybody else happy, but while you're miserable. Your misery is making everybody else happy.
And you're trying to figure out, why is everybody happy but me?
But me. So I'm showing up for everybody else except for myself. So I just had to make a decision. It's just a choice. Like, you have to choose. I know everybody think you know, you can build on this. You can't build it, because anything that's built can be broken.
Yeah.
So I just had to choose it. Is this mine?
Yes, that's yours.
And you have to consistently choose it. It's like learning how to walk, right? It becomes second nature once you started doing it often. So I just started walking often, and it became second nature to choose myself, put myself first. I can't do nothing for you if I'm not good.
Why don't people get that? Why don't people understand that they can't?
It's a lot of unlearning that has to be done.
A lot of unlearning. What do you think the first thing you had to unlearn was? Or what do you remember the first thing you unlearned?
That I am not my parents. I am not my mother. I was playing out her story. I was chasing her in every relationship for her acceptance, for her favor, in all my relationships. I had to unlearn that that's not my story. I had to disconnect from, that's your path. Now I have to choose mine.
So when you say you're not, like, you're not your mother, because I think a lot of us, and particularly women, we identify with our mothers from being a child and being a girl or whatever it is. And we do believe that we want to be just like our moms, no matter how good or how bad she is. So how do you disconnect from being a part of your own DNA?
I'm about to go a little deeper. So,
girl, you better get deep on me. You better get deep on the Tammi Mac Late Show.
I don't know if it's fortunate. It's more fortunate for me, but I went straight from the hospital to my auntie Donna's house. And you know, it takes a certain time frame to be with your mother in order for you to actually truly have that bond. So that connect was never truly there. I just saw it once they came to get me at the age of 4, and I was put back. Well, my first time being there. And
was at 4?
Was at 4, and I was just overwhelmed with all of the information I was receiving, because it was totally new to me.
At the age of 4?
At the age of 4. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember things.
You in your song, you say, hold on, let me see what that line, I remember things from age 4.
I was hoping I could connect it, because I was tripping over words, trying not to curse. I didn't know if I could curse, so I was like, I'm trying to piece it together while I was performing. But yeah, like, I remember things from when I was 4 like it was yesterday.
So what's one thing you remember from 4?
Where my emotional detachment came from. It was unhealthy. I don't think attachments are healthy. I think we're supposed to experience life without the attachments, but I still believe in healthy ties and healthy bonds and healthy attachments. So I was it was unhealthy for me to be emotionally detached, because when you take me from one family that I thought I knew and to a whole nother family that's my real family, at the age of 4, and I'm taking in all of this, like, I got all of these brothers and sisters. This is my mom. this is my dad. So everything that I knew and that I've grown to love, I know they think kids are stupid, we're not. We take in a lot of information. So that's who I thought my family was, my auntie, my uncle, my cousins.
Well, that is your family.
I know, I thought that was like my brother, my sister, my mother, my father. I had the wrong information.
So literally, you thought your aunt and uncle were your mother and father, in a literal sense. So you didn't know they were your aunt and uncle.
No.
Wow. And so then what happened where they were like, okay, we're going to take you to this house and drop you off? Like, how did that?
I wish that it happened like that, but it didn't. I just happened to be looking out the window and I saw, you remember those old station wagons with looked like it had wooden floors on the side?
Yeah.
I remember that pulling up when I was looking out the window.
Like the Brady Bunch station wagon.
Yeah, and I just went on about my day like, oh man. And next thing you know, my real mother was coming through the door and I ran to my auntie like, Mama, don't let them take me.
How did you know she was going to take you? What did she say, come here, baby? Or
I don't remember that part, but I do remember they was about to take me, and I ran to my auntie and said, Mama, don't let them take me.
Wow, and they took you. Do you remember when it became comfortable to be a part of that family, or did you leave soon after that? Because you also talk about going there but having a very toxic time and leaving.
I love my family, but we really never learned how to be like affectionate, how to communicate. The guidance wasn't there, the advice wasn't there. So I don't think the comfort like is ever there. It's on that level. I think it's more so like accepting what it is and making it to out to be the best you can. Like just making the best of it.
Because my thing is to always, I know people go through things. And this show is about no judgment, because this is where we try to figure out how do we go from one place to the next place. And you went from a very dramatic place to this, person who seems to be full of awareness and emotionalities now. Like, how do you get there from that traumatic space?
It's all in your choices. You have to make a decision that that's what you want to do, and you have to constantly choose it every morning. I talk to myself a certain way. I do my mirror work. I do a lot of reading. I disconnect from things that's not on the path of where I'm trying to go. And I sit with myself a lot. I self-evaluate. I'm honest with myself, and I just keep doing that. And then it became like natural.
What's the most honest thing you've told yourself in the last 24 hours?
Woo! I needed my hair done. I was
looked like you got that done.
I was like, come on, Phil, you don't care. You just don't care. That's cool, but come on, Phil. You trying to be somebody. People look up to you like, come on,
get your hair done.
Come on, fam. I be out here looking borderline homeless, I promise. I've detached myself from a lot of worldly things. So it all like I just wake up, I'm gonna go to jail, do this, take care of myself, spend some time with myself, do some music. I don't really attach to worldly things like that. Not like I used to.
Well, that's an amazing place to be, especially in the entertainment world. So I respect you for that. I honor you and admire you for that. Cause
that's how a lot of people lose themselves. They never was found.
There it is. Well, I'm glad we found you, Aina Brion, everybody. Hey, tell me, you call your brand or style of music PB R&B? Is that correct? Or is that off?
And that's kind of off.
It sounded off.
Yeah.
So what the hell are they talking about?
Well, I think it's more so like a kind of like a new approach to R&B. You know, I feel like I'm a fusion of many different, things, and I think maybe PB R&B can just stand for something that's like new and alternative R&B. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something fresh.
So new, alternative, maybe, but not quite neo soul though, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You said like neo soul stuff. Not quite. So how did we get here? Like, how did you discover that you had singing abilities, Caritha?
That was a long journey, I think, but I was always into music. My family played a lot of music around the house, and I remember I was watching the Cheetah Girls on Disney Channel.
Don't you just love the Cheetah Girls?
I love
Yes,
the Cheetah
I love
Girls.
a Cheetah Girl.
I loved Hannah Montana. I was a big.
I love Hannah Montana.
Me too. I loved Hannah Montana. I was practicing the moves.
Yeah, she was like, yeah.
I was really getting into it, and I was just like, I want to do that. I was like.
So Nickelodeon did it for you. Nickelodeon made you discover your love for entertainment. So you just watching TV and decided what? I want to sing. Like, did you go, Mama, I want to sing now?
It's kind of one of those things where you kind of just know. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, I know I got curly hair. You know, I know I like to move. You know, I know I like to dance, and I was like, I know I.
So what was your first singing experience?
My first real singing experience, it was at the Oracle Arena, and I was like asked to sing the national anthem when I was like 11.
Girl, your first singing experience
that was like my first
the hardest song to ever sing, the national anthem?
Yeah, that's like, I remember that day too. I was so nervous, but my mom was there to help me. So.
Did you get it right?
You know, I think I got it just right, especially for my age. Like I
nobody
gave
boos an 11-year-old.
No. But I think I did pretty good. Yeah.
So you think you did all right?
Yeah.
Would you sing it again?
Yes, just a little bit more grown version.
Well, of course.
You know, not little baby Caritha.
So if you were able to do a duet with any singer, which singer do you think you would?
Jhené Aiko.
Really? Yeah. You glad she back with Big Sean?
Yeah, I mean, like, she's living her life. Like, I feel it.
Yeah.
She should.
What is it about Jhené Aiko that you like so much?
I think it's her, like, I love her authenticity and, like, her ability to, like, be so fearless and just let herself, like, be with music. You know, I think it's very easy sometimes to, like, in music to be like, oh, you should do this or you should do that. But I feel like with Jhené, you know, she was like, I'm Jhené.
Yeah.
I'm Jhené. And she gives you all different, you know, forms of music and even just like, you know, lyricism wise, like it's just like very mind blowing. It's very beautiful. Yeah.
Have you met her? I met her, and you do like you are very similar to Jhené
really?
Aiko. Yeah,
Wow.
I've interviewed her before, and you guys have the same voice tonations.
That's crazy.
And she's very soft spoken, like you are.
Oh
so,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big compliment. Thank you. Thank you.
How similar would you say your music is to the neo-soul artists of the 90s and early 2000s? Not at all?
I think it definitely has some elements, you know, like I was always inspired by, you know, Erica and like Jill Scott, and I think it definitely has some elements, but I wouldn't say it was like, you know, I wouldn't say it was like directly, like I took things, you know, directly from it. It was just, I see I have, you know, some elements in there.
So I want to go into your vision, your vision for yourself.
Please.
So if we were to search into Caritha's vision and we wanted to know where she saw herself perfectly in this industry, what would you be doing? Where would you be? And what song would you be singing?
That's a beautiful question. It's challenging, but it's good. I think I see myself really far. You know, I always challenge myself to grow and
like far, like Africa, or?
Oh no, sorry. Like far in my career, like I see myself. You know, I would say like when I have concerts, I envision them like people come to feel free. Does that make sense? I want to kind of be
So like
that.
where would the concert be in your vision? Where is it? Put me there.
I want to have a concert like, there's this place in Santa Cruz. I forgot the title of the
venue.
The venue, but it's this place near Santa Cruz, and it's really big, but it's kind of like has that intimate vibe to it, and I love it because you could kind of feel the vibrations coming off the walls. And so when you're in the audience, it's like you could feel like, you know, the energy from, you know.
So you would be in
the
Santa
artist.
Cruz on stage.
Yeah.
And you would be wearing what?
I might have a couple outfit changes.
Couple of changes.
Yeah,
Okay, we're going to flip it on them. All right.
I love kimonos. I love kimonos. But I also love my tomboy swag. You know, I still got to keep it like.
So do you have dancers?
Yes,
do you have,
dancers.
Are you dancing with them? Or are you just like going in and out of the routine?
I think I'll be dancing with them, but I think there'll be some points where like, you know, I'll definitely get in there and like just start singing and like, you know, letting myself, you know, be Caretha.
That's amazing. I see you exactly where you see yourself.
Thank you.
I saw that. You put us in your video. Didn't she put us there? So now that you put us there, we got, you know, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Caretha. This is my first time meeting you and hearing your music, but then maybe not because you're a producer.
I'm a songwriter.
Songwriter. And you've written for artists. So.
Good for you. I mean, I've done some stuff with the Clark sisters recently.
Yeah.
Dorinda Clark, Layla Hathaway, a whole bunch of people trying to tell
like,
me.
I don't have time to name drop. It's too many names to drop.
Yes.
I love Layla Hathaway. She's amazing.
She's my favorite person in the world.
Really? Like, she's just a cool chick.
I was a fan before I met her. But when I met her, I was like, oh, yeah, exactly who you say you are. I love it. You know what I mean? What else?
What is it like to work with someone who can literally do
Harmonize with herself.
Harmony all by herself.
I was in the studio, right? And she was in the studio, like warming up.
What had happened?
And she was doing little scats and stuff, and I was like, trying not to scream like a girl. You know what I mean? Like, because she there, and she doing it. But you know, I waited till she left.
Calm down.
She left, and when she left, I let it out.
So did you sing background for her?
I wrote a song on Layla Hathaway Live.
Okay.
And that's how we got the Grammy, because the album itself got a Grammy.
That's amazing.
So I got my certificate. I ain't got the plaque.
But you got the certificate.
But I got my certificate.
So you ain't lying. We come to your house, we know you ain't lying.
It's there.
How does that feel to be able to put Grammy Award winner in front of your name, or does that even matter, Saeed?
I mean, I was excited. I said it on the show. I was excited for probably like an hour, maybe two. And then I was like, well, get back to work. Because your bank account don't say you're a Grammy Award winner. Like, you might want to chill. Right. Don't get too high. You know what I mean? Be excited. I'm happy I have it, but, you know, that ain't stopping it.
Some of you may be looking at Saeed like, I know him from somewhere, but do you remember the musical show The Four with Puffy? That's where she's like, yeah, that's how I know him, yes. So how was it to be on one of those shows?
It was actually...
Did it help or hurt you?
It helped. It was actually fun. Because my writing partner had to force me, because he kept saying, yo, go to the show. Because somebody hit me up on Instagram randomly, yo, we doing a new show called The Four. I was like, huh?
Oh, so they hit you up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm good. Then he hit me up again, like months later, like, yo, we still looking for people. I was like, okay. And then I told my boy, he was like, Google what the heck The Four is. So I Googled and I saw the names. I was like, okay. I said, they not looking for me.
You're not impressed.
I'm a big nigga. You know what I mean? I'm a big dude. They probably looking for like Usher dude.
Right.
Go on there, pop lock. You know what I mean? That ain't me. I mean, I could do it.
Right.
But it ain't me.
But not with your shirt off.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could do it, but straight up, I don't know if it would offend America. You know? So I was like, yeah, they know. He was like, go to the show. So I just went and just like to see, well, okay, whatever. Filled out the information, everything. Since then, they called me like, could you be there next week? I was like, okay. I still wasn't excited. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I went, and then I sung for the execs, and I got it.
My assumption is that you weren't too excited about this whole thing because you're pretty confident in your abilities and your skills. Would I have that twisted a little bit?
I mean, it's not necessarily that I'm confident in my abilities, but for me, it was more so like, okay, I know the industry thing. They're gonna probably want me to be a gospel artist or something, because you know the big guy, big girl, they usually the gospel singer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They not looking. I was like, they not looking for big sexy. They looking for, you know, Fred Hammond.
Well, America needs big sexy. And